In the latest episode of Hack My Growth, we're going to take a look at how we can leverage multimedia content to expand the amount of real estate we own within the search results. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. If this is your first time watching, or maybe you've been watching a while and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, please do so now. We create new content each week to help you get the most out of your digital marketing activities. All right, so we're going to take a look at leveraging multimedia content within our search strategy. So where does multimedia content show up within the SERPs? Well, most of the time it's showing up in featured snippets. We've got, video carousels, we've got images, we've got sometimes podcasts and audio. So there's a lot more different types of media that can actually rank today because the search engines are a lot smarter. So looking at a couple of cool stats from a study done by Similarweb, as of October 2021, nearly 20% of all keyword searches result in a SERP feature. And SERP features have grown more than 15% since March of 2021 in the US alone. If you want to check out more of this study, I think it's pretty good. You can check out that source link below to learn a little bit more. But as we can see, based on the data, this is just one study, but they looked at quite a bit of queries. SERP features are on the rise, which means multimedia content is becoming more and more of a good idea for SEOs and site owners. So if we look at what are the most popular features within the United States, related questions are obviously the most popular, related searches are very, very popular, but we see that 15.4% are images. Images are showing up whether it be in carousels or attached to a featured snippet or in its own image box. But we also see videos over here at 5%. So we definitely see video playing a big role within the SERPs as well. So we don't just have opportunities to rank our website, we have opportunities to rank our images, we have opportunities to rank our videos, and a whole lot more. So one of the major impacts to the search engines over the last few years is an integration with a technology known as MUM. MUM stands for Multitask Unified Model, and it's built on transformers, very similar to what BERT is built on. The difference is MUM is 1,000 times more powerful. So MUM has the ability to acquire deep knowledge. It's constantly learning. It's constantly crawling and learning and using that information when it's generating answers. It can also generate text, generate language. It can also translate and understand over 75 languages, and it has the ability to understand multiple modalities. So what that means, unlike traditional crawlers or tools that use natural language processing that really are looking at text, MUM has the ability to crawl between text and video and images and audio and start to make sense out of the context of it all. So it's extremely powerful, and it goes to a whole new level when we start talking about search queries. So today's search engines are not necessarily these question and answer machines as much as they are becoming assistants and chatbots. They are very much driven by artificial intelligence and machine learning, and MUM being integrated into these just makes them even smarter than before. So MUM can essentially understand language and context very similarly to the way that you and I would during a conversation. It can understand what we're saying. It can understand these more complex queries that may have a number of different nuances depending on the language and how we're phrasing those questions. So when it comes to search, it can deliver relevant information based on what it believes the intent of the user is. So maybe it's text or video or audio or images, and it can even do it across languages. There's some really cool videos that Google's done to kind of show that it can surface information in other languages that might be relevant and translate that to the user's native language. And that's content that they normally wouldn't have seen because they weren't searching in that specific language. But now MUM allows that to be an actual possibility. So we need to look at expanding our content to meet the needs of our users regardless of the medium. So some of you may be asking, how do we even do this then, right? It's hard just to get a blog post up. How am I going to start making videos and audio and images and making all this work together? Now, I'm a big believer in not doing work over and over and over again, but repurposing things with purpose. So let's say, for example, you do a lot of blog content and you create a lot of text. Well, you could take that content and you could read it out loud into a microphone and do a podcast using that same content. Or you could take that content and turn it into an infographic. Or you could take that content and record yourself doing a video, or using maybe an animation software like Powtoon or something where you can actually create videos from that content. And now you've actually taken this one piece and you've converted it into 4 different types of content. This is something that I do all the time for myself. So an area that I'm very comfortable in creating is video. So a lot of times I'll shoot a video, and then the next thing I'll do is I'll take the audio of that and get it transcribed, and then we'll add that and create a blog out of the video we created. And then sometimes we'll take that and we'll create infographics out of the video and the blog, or we'll create a PDF and a guide around that. So there's a lot of ways that you can kind of repurpose. So look at that content that's performing well for you, or something that you want to target, and see how can you reuse that in another medium and in an area that you're going to be able to scale quickly. So I'm going to show you this in a real example of something we've just recently done with a piece of content like this. All right, so we have this blog post, how to properly set up and use Google Search Console. Now, if you go over to this site and you'll see this blog post, it looks like a traditional blog post with a video embedded into it. But this all started out as a video. It started out as a YouTube training, and it's on our YouTube channel, and something that I wanted to cover. And then my team took this and started to expand it and made it look more like an ultimate guide, right? We're calling it the complete guide, right? And so they broke this down and they took this content that we then got transcribed, and we turned it into this full featured guide. And it's got images. So we've got video, we've got text, and we've got images. And inside the video, there's obviously audio tracks. So there's a lot of different aspects to this piece of content that now Google can use and understand and see how all of these things work together. And then when someone makes a query, like maybe even how to verify via HTML tags in WordPress, they might search, how do I verify my search console using HTML tags in WordPress? Well, there's a good chance that we could rank for that part of that query. So we walk through each and every one of these. We have multiple pieces of content. All of these examples I actually pulled and used in the slide deck. So my team just took the work that we already did once and we repurposed it over and over again and allowed ourselves to leverage it in a whole new way. So as you can see, you can take time to do this and it helps. Now, if you're doing video and you want to transcribe, I recommend Rev. It's a great tool, rev.com. It helps us scale this, and then just make sure you go through and edit the text. It takes a little bit of time, but this is something that scales very well, and I know that based on personal experiences. So whatever type of content you want to start with, there's ways that you can take that content and reuse it, repurpose that content in other mediums so that you can have a potential to increase your SERP visibility. Like we said, there's more and more SERP features. So I don't want to just try to rank for this specific query. I want to rank for all the other queries related to it, and also possibly some of the different search features. So I'm not just banking on my blue link, but something else. So if we went over to Google Search right now, and let's just go ahead and incognito, and we're going to make this really long query. But you'll notice here, right, for this query, which is very, very long, how to properly set up and use Google Search Console. We've got a blog listing here. Then this is actually a business to community, a site that does syndicate some of our content. And then as you notice here, we've got video. So even in this query, which is extremely long tail, and I doubt someone would search this specifically, but you can see how we've got 3 listings right here at the top that our company controls. Then we've got some other ones down here, and search engine land, Google, and the like. So pretty cool. If we start narrowing this down, maybe get rid of the complete guide, it's going to shift. But notice I'm not owning the top spot. This is a featured snippet because Google is, but look whose video is number 1. So I'm still have SERP visibility, even though it's my YouTube channel. It's still my brand. So my brand is still getting visibility out of these different queries and how they're associated. There's some pretty heavy companies up here like HubSpot, right? But here's our blue link, right? Here's our search link, which is cool. Here's our business to community, which is cool. And then we've got the related searches down here. But we've got, what is this? 3 of the top 10 results actually are pointing to something that we've created, that we control. And it's because we have the opportunity to have multiple media within the search results, which, like we see here, is pretty powerful. So we're expanding our SERP real estate by using multiple forms of media. And then obviously we got to optimize it. We got to mark it up using structured data and taking those next steps. But this can be very powerful. And what's cool about it is it's scalable. because once you create one piece of content, you can convert it into multiple different types of content that can be reused and repurposed to help expand your visibility in the search engines. So if you want to leverage structured data on these pages, that you want to earn more of these rich results that actually need to have structured data behind them, but you're not sure how to do it, that's what this course is all about, mastering structured data and schema.org for rich results. By checking out our YouTube channel and watching these videos, we actually give you 25% off. You can sign up today at learn.simplifiedsearch.net. I just want to say thanks again for watching. I hope you learned something new today. If you've got any questions about what we talked about within this video or any of the other videos on our channel, please comment below. We'd love to continue to have that conversation with you. And until next time, happy marketing.